All right, let's cut through all the noise. Forget the hype, forget speculation. Today, we are just going to look at the pure, cold, hard math behind FortuneFi. Because once you actually see the numbers, the opportunity becomes, well, pretty undeniable. I'm Alex, and I'm Ben. My job here is basically to ask the questions you're probably thinking. So Alex, you're promising no hype, just math? That's the plan. Just math.
Okay, but first, we gotta do the mandatory part. Just so we're all clear, this is for educational and entertainment purposes only. It is absolutely not financial advice. All the projections you're about to see are just illustrative examples, okay? They're based on a very clear set of assumptions. Your actual results are going to vary.
So, here's our game plan. We're going to start with the math engine, what actually powers this whole system. Then we'll project out the prize pots and this is the really big one, calculate your real odds of winning. And after that, you're going to show us how that streak bonus gives you a permanent leg up before we put it all together to help with that big early versus late decision. You got it? Let's dive in.
All right, first up, the math engine. Look, to understand the potential rewards, you first have to understand the formula that actually creates them. So let's break it down.
It all starts right here with this yield formula. The weekly yield is the total value locked, that's just all the money deposited by everybody, times 0.673%. Okay, wait, where does that very specific number come from? It's not magic, it's just math. It's based on a pretty conservative 35% annual percentage rate from the Bernard Bonds trading engine. You just divide that by 52 weeks and there's your number.
Now, that weekly yield gets split 4 ways. 50% goes to the main jackpot, 10% goes to operations, 5% to a monthly whale pot, and here's the number that matters for us today, 35% goes directly into that weekly side pot. That's the one that's paid out to 10 winners every single Friday. That is the one.
So now we know how the money is made and how it's split. So let's actually project what those prize pots could look like as the system grows over the next year.
Okay, so in month 1 with a small user base, we're looking at about $1.90 per winner, pocket change. But just watch how fast this thing scales. By month 3, it's already jumped to $35, all right? And by month 6, it's $177 per winner. Okay, now we're talking. Exactly. Then you hit month 9, it's a very respectable $471, and by the end of year 1, we're projecting over $1,000, $1,178 per winner. It scales, and believe me, it scales fast.
And that brings us to, without a doubt, the most important part of this whole analysis, calculating your real odds. Seriously, I want you to pay very close attention to the math we're about to do because this is where the picture becomes crystal clear. Okay, this is what I've been waiting for. Let's see the numbers.
The whole secret is this formula right here. Your win probability is, roughly, your number of tickets divided by the total tickets in the pool, and then, and this is critical, you multiply that by 10, right? Because there are 10 winners each week. This isn't some single winner lottery, and that's a huge deal. It really is. So what does this look like in the real world? Let's run the numbers. Let's just assume you buy 10 tickets each week.
Okay, month 1. We project about 2,000 total tickets are in the pool. Your 10 tickets mean you have a 0.5% share. Multiply that by the 10 prizes, and your chance to win is a pretty solid 5%. That's 1 in 20 odds. Okay, I see that. But what's this expected value thing? Great question. Expected value, or EV, is just your odds multiplied by the prize money. You can think of it like the average value of your ticket just for this one draw. In this case, it's 10 cents. I know, not much, but just watch what happens.
Now, let's jump ahead to month 6. The total ticket pool has exploded to 60,000. Your 10 tickets, they're now a much smaller slice of the pie. Your win chance drops to just 0.167%. Your odds are now 1 in 600. Whoa, hold on. My odds got way worse, from 1 in 20 to 1 in 600, but the expected value went up to 30 cents? How's that even possible?
That's it, Ben. That's the key insight. And month 12 makes it even clearer. Now, there are 350,000 total tickets, so your odds are 1 in 3,500. But because the prize is now a massive $1,178, your expected value keeps climbing, up to 34 cents. The prize growth is just so powerful, it completely wipes out the tougher odds.
And this table here, this puts it all into perspective. Just look at these two forces working against each other. The Your Odds column shows your odds get 175 times worse over the year. Yeah, that sounds bad. But the prize/win column shows the prize you're playing for gets 620 times bigger. So the prize is growing way faster than the competition is. The math is, it's just undeniable.
your ticket actually becomes more valuable over time, even as it gets harder to win.
Exactly. But believe it or not, that's not even the whole story. We have to add another layer to this whole thing, the mathematical sledgehammer that is the streak bonus. This is how early adopters get a permanent mathematical edge.
So let's go back to our month 12 scenario. A brand new player shows up, buys 10 tickets. Like we just calculated, they've got 1 in 3,500's odds and an expected value of 34 cents. But you were an early adopter. You kept your streak alive. You also buy 10 tickets, but the system gives you 10 more for free. So you now have 20 tickets in the draw for the same price. Your odds are instantly twice as good, 1 in 1,750. And your expected value, it literally doubles to 67 cents.
Just let that sink in for a second. For the exact same weekly investment, the early adopter has doubled the mathematical firepower. That's not luck. That's a permanent advantage that is literally baked into the system's code. A new player can never catch up to that.
So what does this all mean for your strategy? I mean, this really brings us to the core decision everyone faces. Do you build your advantage early, or do you try to play catch-up later when the prizes are massive?
Well, based on these projections, there are going to be these key moments, these psychological tipping points, when the prize sizes just become irresistible. Around month 5, when the side pot crosses $100, around month 7, when the main jackpot cracks 6 figures, and you know for sure by month 12, when 10 people are winning over $1,000 every Friday. Each one of those points is going to trigger a flood of new players, and all of them will have worse odds than the people who got in early.
By the time those waves of new people show up, the early adopter has built up this huge cumulative edge. They got to compete during those high-odds weeks. They've built their 2x streak bonus. They've had a whole year to build a referral network and claim 52 weeks' worth of free daily tickets. It's not just one thing then. It's a whole stack of advantages that just compound over time, and a late joiner can never ever get those back.
Okay, so let's put it all together. Here is the final projection dashboard. This is the complete picture based on our mathematical model.
You can see the whole journey right here. On the left, the total value locked is projected to grow from just $8,000 to over $5 million. That's the field that drives the price from under $2 to over $1,100. But yeah, the most important column is all the way on the right. You can see your odds journey, and right next to it, how that streak bonus literally cuts your odds in half by month 12. It takes you from a 1 in 3,500 chance to a 1 in 1,750 chance. That is a massive, permanent advantage, all laid out in black and white.
Look, these aren't hopes, they're not dreams. This is just math. The yield formula is fixed, the prize split is fixed, the only variables here are participation and time. The numbers just don't lie.
The math is pretty clear. The early bird doesn't just get the worm. They get double the worms for the same price when the real feast begins. So if these numbers make sense to you, you can go start your streak today at FortuneFi.win.
And one last time, all these projections are illustrative, they're not guaranteed. The APR is variable, participation does involve risk, and this is not financial advice. FortuneFi is designed for entertainment, so please play responsibly. Thanks for watching.